everybody, welcome to BrickVault. My name is Jack, and today we've got another LEGO Star Wars set. This is Encounter on Jakku. The age recommendation is 8 to 14. It is set number 75148, and it has 530 pieces. Included are 4 minifigs. I believe Rey and BB-8 are repeats, but Unkar Plutt and Tito are new, and they both look like pretty cool figures. The main builds for this set show Unkar Plutt's shack. This is where he distributes the food rations for parts in the movie, and we've got a pretty colorful build for Tito's mechanical Lugga Beast. Alright, let's open up the box and see the bags inside. Alright, so inside the box there are 5 bags, and we have these 2 plastic pieces that are supposed to make up the shade structure, and a single manual. So let's get started. Alright, I just finished this set. I'm liking this Lugga Beast a lot, but first let's get into the minifigs. Alright, the first guy up here is Unkar Plutt, and he's a very nice looking minifigure with this highly detailed torso piece. It's actually one whole piece that makes up the head and the chubbier body, and it shows some armor on his shoulders, as well as some layered plate armor on his front and back. The molding for his blobby face is pretty good. He's got some nice printing that goes along with it, and it kind of reminds me of a picture that I saw of a very strange sea creature. Anyways, he's a good looking minifig. I like how the printing goes a little bit onto his legs. He also comes with a blaster pistol in this set, but we'll get to that later. This minifigure here is Tito. This minifigure is like Unkar in that they are both exclusive to this set. This guy, of course, is the little alien that was trying to capture BB-8. The printing shows that his body is kind of wrapped like a mummy, and he's got 2 belts that cross his shoulders. The detailing shows that there are a few gadgets attached to those belts, possibly weapons, but they might just be weird futuristic gizmos. But I do like that they used a little bit of reflective copper printing for some of those gadgets. The mold for the head is really cool actually. I think I like it more than Unkar Plutt. I just think the detailing looks a little better, and the overall shape of the mask and head of this alien creature look really ominous. This minifigure also comes with this long staff piece here, which he uses to reach things from when he's sitting on the Lugga Beast. It's made of a few basic parts, and it fits this guy pretty well. Moving on to Rey. This is a very good looking minifigure, and it's no surprise to me that she is becoming one of the more common minifigs to find in the new Star Wars sets. The desert garb that she wears is printed pretty well, and I like how it crisscrosses onto the legs. She comes with her triple bun hairpiece, and she also has 2 expressions, one being a little bit amused and the other one being not very amused at all. And our final guy, BB-8, he's sort of the catalyst to the whole Encounter on Jakku situation. A great looking little 2-piece droid, also very common among the Star Wars sets, but he looks very nice nonetheless, with his orange and silver detailing printed on the white body. Unkar and Tito are definitely some of the cooler figs to get in this set. I think they're both pretty important characters to the movie, and aesthetically speaking they turned out very well. Now let's check out the Lugga Beast. There's certain things I like about the Lugga Beast a lot, and other parts I'm not too keen on. I do like that they use the animal leg pieces to show that this is indeed a creature, and that this Lugga Beast just has a ton of armor added to the sides. I generally like the build for the body as well. though I will say it doesn't get quite as dynamic of a stance as the LEGO Ideas Lugga Beast submitted by Honkzer. This is an awesome build that I really like a lot, but if you hadn't seen the movies, you might think that this beast is 100% mechanical. So looking back here at this Lugga Beast, LEGO went ahead and used the animal legs, and a matching coloration for the body, and even showing some underbelly, which reinforces the idea that this is indeed an animal with armor. Ultimately, I think that was a very good choice that they made, but what I don't get is why they had to use such a vibrant colored blue piece. I think this color is called medium azure, but when you take a look at the picture of the actual Lugga Beast from the movie, the blue is very subtle and a lot darker and somewhat scraped away for the most part. I think it would have made a little bit more sense to use some darker blue, and probably less blue in general, and replace that with some more grays or browns. Alright, that is my biggest gripe with the whole thing, but generally the Lugga Beast is pretty nice. I like the build right behind the seat that shows the wrapped up cloth, and I think they nailed the shape of the Lugga Beast's head. The mechanical detailing in the front with the whips looks very nice, and the armor on the limbs looks a little bit chunky, but generally I guess not that bad. So ultimately not a bad creature slash vehicle that LEGO has made here, but if they ever redo a version of this set, I think there's some room for improvement. And alright, let's move on to the structure of the set. This is Unkar's shack, or his home or business, I'm not really sure. This is Unkar's place, and it's not a bad looking build, but I do wish it had a bit more of, well, build to it. In terms of a structure, it feels like there should be one or two more walls included. There is no single side of this structure that is supposed to be the nice looking part, with the other portion of the structure supposed to be hidden away. Here, everything is supposed to be viewable from all angles, and in that sense I like that the structure is sort of self-contained. The front is probably the least interesting looking part of the build. We have a barred window with some gear pieces there for decoration, and these not so nice looking Technic pieces on the outside. Spinning around a little bit, we've got a bucket with some supplies. I think there is a broom, a crowbar, and the arm of a droid. Spinning around even more, there is the back, and I guess this is somewhat of Unkar's workshop. He seems to have half of a battle droid on the table, and there's also a clip that holds his wrench. Also in the back there is this little hidden weapons function. When you turn up this tiny little Technic piece here, it slides out this little build here that holds a secret blaster pistol. Unkar doesn't use a blaster pistol in the movie, so this is somewhat of a creative liberty by the designers, but with my impression of the character, he certainly seems like a guy that might have a hidden weapon or two. And showing the final turn of the outside, we have these sandy pillars here that hold up the cloth shade structure. I think the detailing here is some of the nicest actually. I like the bits of mechanical stuff kind of hanging around on the ground there, and there's even some legs there if you want to complete the battle droid. Alright, so there's the outside. Let's fold this thing open and see what's going on inside Unkar's cramped little spot. Right inside Unkar's barred window, you can see he has another gun hanging out in plain sight. This is a stud gun now, and on the opposite shelf he has some extra stud shots. Also next to him there is a little safe of what I thought would be those food rations, but instead they're gold stud pieces, so it's probably some sort of currency. It's kind of too bad that this space was filled up with two creative liberties, the weapons and the gold, instead of having the one thing that definitely belonged here, which was the food rations. On the other side of the build there's also a small counter. This holds a glass mug and a jar full of liquid. Alright, and I think that is all the little details for the inside of Unkar's place, and let's check out the set all together. The two exclusive minifigures here, Tito and Unkar, are done very, very well. I'm really happy with the way both of them turned out, especially Tito. And the Lugga Beast looks pretty decent. The shape of the head looks pretty good, and I like that they use the animal leg pieces. But I think they could have changed the color of the armor. We never get a great view of what Unkar's trading post really looks like, but some of the build here looks just a little bit incomplete. I do, however, appreciate that this structure is supposed to be seen from all angles, and there are some decent details included. Alright, that is it for this episode. If you enjoy our content, feel free to subscribe or leave a thumbs up. And if you want to buy this set, you can always click that link in the video description below. Thanks a lot for watching, and we will see you next time at BrickVault.